Check out this baby squirrel. He's eating a piece of bread. It's a big, my big squirrel. He's eating his piece of bread. Hi, baby. It's okay. And my birdies are coming. That's what I do every morning. I feed my precious babies. Here's my birdie. Check him out. See him? That's my makeshift bird feeder up there. I feed my babies every morning. They're my best friends. Outside of my fellow targets that are online. My fellow targeted individuals of organized stalking. I just woke up. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. Good morning. You wouldn't believe this little squirrel. He's only this big. I named him Higgins after my cat that the organized stalkers and gang stalkers killed in Michigan. You can go to Google and type in how they kill the pets of targets. Anyways, I just woke up. And, check him out. Come here. Well, come here. Come here. There he is. He found a piece. You wouldn't believe what the baby squirrel's doing right now. He's rolling out his back. I gotta tell you, I've seen some of the most beautiful scenery. I'm hiking in California. I'm trying to save for a mobile home, but last month I had to buy, in the last 2 months I had to buy this camera, a bike, a computer, a mouse, and they're going to eventually destroy the computer I bought. I have no doubt about it at all. You can go to YouTube and type in Connie Marshall targeted individual gang stalking. She went through 5 computers, 6 fax machines, numerous cell phones. They made the cell phone I had that I had in my possession between August 8th, 2011 and mid-May 2012. They made it totally inoperable, and it won't even charge. And that phone was dedicated to having to call the San Diego police over 20 times because of being gang stalked and openly harassed and threatened in those calendar months. So they obviously didn't want me to be able to show. And they were also erasing 911 calls when I was trying to take video pictures of how many times I had to call 911 on that phone. They were also erasing them too off my call list. Hang on a second. I gotta feed one of my main squirrels. Watch this. Alright, I gotta hang on a second. I gotta take a break, because I gotta make sure that each squirrel gets a little bit, and that's it. They become hordes. They eat all my bird food too. So I'm putting them on he took off. So I'm putting them on a stringent diet. I can't afford to feed the whole forest. Anyways, I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make some statements here concerning a specific YouTube account that's going by the name of Jude Carroll, and there's another one they set up, something like Piano Guitar or something. And it's basically the perpetrators who are doing it. And here's the thing. I was thinking about this yesterday as I was coming home. I've noticed I've copied and pasted and printed out a lot of their comments, and this particular YouTube channel has been caught because they were stupid enough to send me a Gmail and an account that I had not been using at all. Okay. And I went back into it to find a old, I think it was an old PDF file or something that I was looking for, and I knew it was in that account. And when I went to go look for that one, I noticed it. And I think what this person wanted me to do was notice it. All right, well, listen to what they did, and I'll tell you I'll tell you what I was about ready to tell you. This Jude Carroll account sent me an email in a Gmail account that I wasn't using really anymore. And hang on a second. Shit. Sorry. I'm trying to feed one bird that's here. Anyways, she sent me a Gmail. I think it's a she because it's going by the YouTube channel Jude Carroll. And both of those are female names. Anyways, this individual sent me an email in a Gmail account that I really wasn't going into or using anymore. And she stated that good luck on September. She listed the date, the exact date of when I had a social services hearing for my food stamps that they were denying me because they said I couldn't prove eligibility of I couldn't approve proof of residency. Now, I had not told anyone yet. The only person that I had told what day that social services interview was the San Diego, a specific group that, it was for the San Diego Homeless Rescue Mission that has police officers that work in the team. And they were used with this Jude Carroll account to come to my old hiking area by trying to say that they... Anyways, that's not what this video is about. It's hard to not talk about an issue without getting into sub-issues, because when you're explaining the details of the issue, it can lead off into the sub-issues because of the details. So anyways, no one knew at all. I had not told one soul what date my hearing was. Okay? Not one soul. Not one soul what date my hearing was. Okay? This person sent me an email stating good luck on your hearing date, and this person mentioned the date because if you think you're going to get food stamps, you're wrong or something like that, and we're tired of you ripping off from the system. And then when I went down there for the hearing date, the worker who attended the hearing tried to rip me off right to my face, and it was caught on digital tape recorder. Okay, and what they do, because in organized stalking, gang stalking expeditions, what they do is anchor in your mind that something's bad's going to happen to you, your finances, your resources, or your property. Yes, that way, so you will know once this theft takes place, okay, then you will know that it's been associated to the individuals that are involved in the gang stalking. That's why they get up on the sidewalk. They have community members in the community, and I've watched the type of people they are too. The people, you know how like when you go to certain locations, business locations, and you'll see a bunch of people that engage in the bicycling, in packs. They got the bicycling outfits on and everything. I'm talking about the outfits that you got to buy at bicycle stores. Those are part of the type of individuals they're using to get up on the sidewalk and ride their bikes by, and they'll say gang stalk, gang stalker, oh my god. And periodically when they do that, they'll say, why don't you come and steal our stuff? Or along my routes when I'm at a bus stop, especially after I'm leaving Rouse, yeah, you know what they'll do? They'll get an individual to be at the bus stops that I go to whenever I leave Rouse and go to a bus stop. Okay? Because they've learned my regular routines. So what they'll do is have a person be at that bus stop, and then when I arrive to it with my bike, they'll get that person to have that person engaging in organized stalking, gang stalking, physical gestures that they have me sensitized to. You can go to YouTube and type in listen to this. Go to YouTube and type in learning disabled woman catches gang stalker admitting sent to harass. That's one YouTube video. And make sure you look at everything in the description of that YouTube video, because I had already made a video before I caught those 3 teenagers admitting to what they admitted to. There's a video that's in the description of that YouTube video that shows me explaining what I was putting up with along all my routes, including at universities. And what the 3 teenagers admitted to is what was described in the video that's in the description of that YouTube video 2 months before. Now you can also go to YouTube and type in 2/20/13 learning disabled woman catches another gang stalker admitting sent to harass. That individual is literally admitting to me in a hidden tape recorder that a San Diego police officer put him on the corner to engage in the same exact behavior the 3 teenagers admitted to. So listen to this. So what they got this one guy to do was be at the bus stop across the street from Rouse, and as soon as I pulled up with my bike and got off my bike and rested it against the bus bench, the bench that you sit on, he was engaging in those physical gestures right for my face to see, right in front of my face. And oh, sorry, baby. It's okay. Hang on, he got scared. It's okay, baby. And so as soon as I pulled up with my bike and rested it against the bus bench, he was engaging. He was going like this. He did this exactly as what he did. He did this, tapped the top of his head, then he touched his nose like that, and then he went like this, and then he went like this, and then he said, "Is there something wrong with your back tire?" I said, "No." "Is there supposed to be something wrong with my back tire?" And then 3 days later, when I went to Rouse, locked up my bike, went grocery shopping inside of Rouse, came out, and the back tire was flat. Because they anchor fear that something's going to happen to you or your property, yes, before they do it. That way you'll know that it was because of the gang stalking. Yes, putting your hand, tapping on top of your head and putting your hands to your nose and doing this are sensitization methods called physical gestures. The internet's calling them arm and hand gestures. I've been calling them physical gestures. Or they'll use the direct conversation method to where they insert words or phrases or threats or personal information about you and regurgitate it around you along all of your routes. Okay? That's why they're getting along all my routes and saying gang stalker, gang stalk, gang stalking, gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalk, weird, crazy, gang stalk, and another word. That's right. So what this YouTube account did was they sent me an email in one of my Gmail accounts stating that if you think you're going to get food stamps, think again, good luck at your hearing date, and mention the specific hearing date. And I had not told anybody at all. And the only person I did tell was from the San Diego Homeless Rescue Mission, but that was on a date after the date the email was sent. Okay? And so how did this person know what my hearing date was? Through the state of California, I have specific privacy rights when it comes to anything pertaining to anything that's related to any case or any section of my case with social services. Then I went down to the hearing date, and they literally set up a scheme to try and keep me off social services, and it was caught. It was literally flat out caught on audio file. Plus, I've also caught gang stalking inside of the social services office, and that video is already online. I forgot the name of the title to it, but it's put in some of my blogs. And see, I'm a human trafficking target as a result of being a target of gang stalking. Now, the San Diego police, I already know that they're involved in this stuff. I've been gaslighted by the San Diego police to my face. I've been gaslighted by a sheriff department officer. I've been gaslighted by a California Highway Patrol. I've been gaslighted inside of the Hall of Justice on numerous occasions, flat out, wide out in the open. I just haven't uploaded those audio files yet. And I'm just waking up, so bear with me. So anyways, you know, every morning, targeted individuals, we wake up in what is known as psychological shock, because we have the people responsible for perpetrating these crimes from behind the scenes, okay, make targeted individuals homeless. Yes. And then the system that they're involved in tries to make it appear that us targets are crazy because we're complaining about being harassed by people we don't know. That's where they try to label us as being delusional, and that we're homeless and won't get out of it since we got a regular paycheck, like if we're on disability or if we get a pension or whatever, because they're targeting people with fixed incomes. That's the reason why they're doing. That's part of the reason why they're doing this. It's racketeering. Let me give you an example of what they do. Hang on a second though. There's an individual by the name of Beth Donahue. They targeted her. She was an Agenda 21 target. And if you don't think gang stalking is not attached to Agenda 21, in fact, check this out. Fellow citizens, do yourself a favor, and this is no lie. I'm not, you might think to yourself, this woman sounds a little bit emotional. Well, maybe part of the reason why I do what I do is because of emotions. But let me tell you something. My emotions to this situation are 100% normal, and they are totally healthy, because we as humans have what is known as basic instincts. When a person is threatened, whether it be being physically threatened, when we're threatened financially, when our shelter is threatened, when our well-being and our safety is threatened, you better believe that the human physiological system is going to react to it. Of course it will, because it knows when it's in danger, and when it knows when outside forces are causing the danger. These are healthy mental, emotional, and physiological responses. They're innate, for one. Okay? And when we have parties that are in the system, now listen to this, I'm going to go back for a second. Agenda 21 was covered on Coast to Coast last night with George Norrie. Now, I don't agree with everything that's on George Norrie's show, every type of show that he has. But understand this, I will say this much for Coast to Coast, and I also will say this definitely for the show Ground Zero. On occasion, they have shows that are right on the mark. I want you to listen to me. I'm an American citizen, but first I'm a human being, okay? And what I do, and what activists do, whistleblowers do, is we risk our lives, our freedoms. You would not believe how the government has set up protocols to go after whistleblowers. They institutionalize us. They take away our freedoms, put us in jail. They put us in syndicated organized crime group homes. You would not believe what I know. So since I am going through everything that I'm going through to make this video and to be an activist concerning these crimes, I want you to listen to me, because I am not making these videos because of high-minded ideas, or because of a sense of social justice, or because of emotional reactions. I make these videos because of what I know, and what seasoned, bona fide, real targets of this crime, who are extremely educated, very seasoned, okay, as a result of what we know, what we've experienced, and because of our educated knowledge, what we do is see the threat to basic human civil liberties, our rights, our constitutional rights, our rights that are protected by the Bill of Rights. And it's not just that. You would not believe what we know. And it is our human duty, if you're a Christian, it's our Christian duty, it's our civil duty to inform the public, because these crimes are not just happening to us. These templates of protocols are being set up to literally trickle down to happen to pretty much everybody. Go to Google and type in Live Leak, Greg Skamansky, and Julian McKinney. It's an inter-radio interview that's online for you to listen to, and you better listen to it well, because Julian McKinney flat out states that this is going to eventually happen to everybody one day. Now, George Norrie last night on Coast to Coast. Go to YouTube and Google and type in George Norrie, July 9th, 2013, Coast to Coast, Agenda 21. And you better listen to the first 2 hours and listen to it closely, because Agenda 21 is also connected to gang stalking. They're targeting the lower class and the middle class. You better listen to what I'm telling you, because that is in part the reason why, they're making gang stalking targets homeless. Because it's about finance co-opting and insurance exploitation to fund their agendas, and human trafficking. You better listen to what I'm telling you, okay? I do what I do to help you. I don't care if you're black, white, Mexican, Asian, Persian, Muslim, Hindu, Christian, Jew, atheist. You better listen to what I'm telling you, because the government doesn't care what you are. Flat out. You know, and so just do what I say. That's the thing about this, is that you're just looking at a video that's probably only going to be about 12-15 minutes long. And if you take a little bit of time out of your life to research what I state to you, you will be glad that you did. Because what activists like us do is try to help you, so you can educate yourself, so you can know what to watch out for, so you can make informed decisions in case you ever either witness what we're exposing, or if what we're exposing starts to touch your life, your friend's life, your loved one's lives. And Agenda 21 does come under different names. That's another reason why you need to investigate the Coast to Coast radio show. I've already been advocating about Agenda 21. Books have been written about it. The government is coming after you, your property, your finances. You would not believe what I know. I'm a walking talk. This environment I'm making this video in right now is a direct result of organized stalking and gang stalking. Now, these individuals that are getting online and trying to discredit me as far as what kind of a person I am, even why I supposedly own school loans, you know, why that's going on. They've even set up blogs in my name and are writing blogs in my name trying to paint me out to be a social deviant of some kind. So I'm here today to tell you right now, fellow American citizens and fellow San Diegoans, I am not involved in any illegal or criminal activity whatsoever, okay? I am not crazy in any way, shape, or form, and I am, and the only reason why I'm hiking in California is because I go to Google and type in how gang stalking expeditions will either rent apartments next to Target, below, above, or next to Targets, or how they'll get current tenants to harass the target using gang stalking methods in an apartment building or in a motel. Do it. Also go to Google and research the following descriptions and cross-reference it to gang stalking. How they create homelessness, how they'll rent apartments next to targets, how they get landlords and property owners on board, how they'll get postal employees on board to either steal or delay the target's rent, how creating homelessness of targets is one of their main objectives. Then once they put the target out on the street, they try to state that the target can't take care of themselves because they're homeless and won't get out of it, that they're delusional because they're claiming they're being harassed by people they don't know, even though they actually are, because these two, and then the staged events that are happening towards the target along all the target's routes periodically. And this is done to bring about falsified police reports, falsified county mental health reports, because they petition targets in the hospitals, yes, to discredit them and to bilk their Medicare, yes. And this is all done to take the accumulated documentation over time to put the target in a syndicated run environment, to co-opt their existing finances, to exploit their insurances, and to exploit the target sexually. This is why the homelessness is created. This is why the gang stalking happens against the target, to wear them out, wear them down, victimize them, put them in a victimized mind state, and then to try to get them to open up about how they're being harassed by syndicated cops and doctors so they can write police reports stating that this person sounds mentally ill because they're claiming people they don't know are harassing them in peculiar ways. It's all set up. These protocols are all set up to try and bait a target to open up about what's happening to them so the documentation can be brought about, accumulated over time, and then brought before a syndicated probate judge. It's racketeering, yes. And where they're going in the HUD houses, the HUD offices, and buying up these homes that were taken over from the foreclosure, organized crime is. And then they set up these homes, and then they put individuals that got certificates from the state, 8-week certificates on how to take care of people on disability. They then go hunting for veterans, senior citizens, people that are on fixed incomes, and Social Security people. That's right. And then they tear down their lives, they go after them, they implement these protocols, and then they place them in these homes as a result of bringing the target before a syndicated probate judge using organized crime members in the system. Prosecutors, syndicated probate attorneys, judges. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, go to Google and type in how a Pennsylvania judge was sentenced to 28 years for pipelining first-time misdemeanor children to the full maximum sentence, because where the children were pipelined to was a privately owned detention center, and they got federal funds per child, and when those funds came in per child, a portion of them were kicked back to the judge. He was doing it to get syndicated kickbacks. Federal fund kickbacks. This is how they operate. Then go to Google and type in how 4 mentally disabled individuals were kept locked in a basement for 10 full years, because that woman who had syndicated probate control of them had syndicated probate control of them, and she had a murder felony on her record. How did she get syndicated probate control? How did she get probate control of 4 mentally disabled individuals? And when she was caught, she had the identification card of 50 other people on disability. Yes, this is part of the racketeering, because she was granted the probate control through a syndicated judge. Now, right now in my possession, in closing, I have a woman sent me a woman sent me a post on one of the blogs, that was written in my name, and she said that they went after her to target her. To target her and her property in Connecticut, and she ended up being pipelined to a homeless shelter that was directly connected to and owned and run by the same homeless shelter they set me up in as a result of them coming to my hiking area in Connecticut. I went out there to hook up with an individual that runs a very distinguished and well-known website that advocates for gang stalking victims. And before I got the chance to get out to where he lived, they initiated gang stalking towards me in Connecticut, and then came to my hiking area and cut it up. I was hiking in an area that flooded and didn't know it, and they came and slashed up my tent on a morning after I left in the morning to go to the library. It was going to rain that day, and they knew it, and they knew I was in a creek bed, and they knew I didn't know it, obviously, because I didn't move. And so what they did was they came to my hiking area and sliced up my tent. Yes. And then when I came home that night, it was all flooded up. And so to make a long story short, I got flooded out, and so I had to call the fire department. They came and got me, and then I went to the hospital. And then when I left the hospital, they put people on the bus suggesting where I could go to, and I ended up going to a church. They pipelined me to a homeless shelter where I was gang stalked on a feverish scale. I then started blogging about it, and a woman who was gang stalked to the other homeless shelter that they're directly connected to because they own 2 or 3. She made a comment in my blog. Her last name, I think, is Pittman, and she said they stole her home, syndicated probate. This is also about real estate fraud. They steal real estate, okay? Then they put the targets of the homes that they steal out on the street, and then try to make the mother into prostitute. And if the mother's got children, they try to put the children in syndicated foster homes to treat them like straw people. This is what this is about. Gang stalking is about real estate fraud, insurance fraud, human trafficking, sexual servitude rings, land co-opting, property co-opting, mortgage co-opting, trust fund liquidation, identity theft, and every single last bit of it is directly connected to individuals that are in the system. I'm talking about prosecutors, judges, lawyers, police officers, you would not believe what I know. Our members of, because the district attorney's office also has real estate and fraud members in the system. You would not believe what I know. You just would not believe what I know. And they know I know it, and they know I'm exposing it. So what they're doing is having me gang stalk every place I go, using businesses, universities, public libraries, staging events there, getting people to get up and complain about things that I'm doing that are totally normal, to ban me from these places. Yeah, so you know what? I'm predicting right now today that UCSD is going to create an incident to ban me. I'm predicting it, but I don't even need to predict it again, because I made a video yesterday predicting it. I've already made other videos online. They're predicted, and this is what they do, okay? Because they're also using a law enforcement tool that is called the community notification, okay, to notify the community at large. That's in part how they can get so many people to harass a target using, they're told what to do, and what they're told to do is organized stalking gang.